Good evening. How's it going? It's about 21 minutes past 6 on a Wednesday evening. The windows went in Monday, and last night just felt like a disaster, an absolute disaster. Monday evening we both collapsed. The windows went in, they were brilliant. We stayed up all weekend trying to get it done. And then last night I kept trying to get things ready. I just couldn't get ready. There were small things that had to be done, like there was wires that had to be repositioned. Oh, sorry, you're not even in that. Wires that had to be repositioned due to the new windows. Our electricity was going out one, Starlink was going out another. I had to do all that. Starlink cable wasn't playing ball. It wasn't fitting. I had to do chiseling. And I got the chiseling back and I had to do something else. And all the while I just wanted to get back to this carpentry to just make the bathroom. I couldn't find anything for my tool belt. Couldn't find my main, what's it called? Measuring tape.
Oh, yes.
Couldn't find my extra long measuring tape. Couldn't find my backup measuring tape. Couldn't find my father's measuring tape.
Yeah.
And it got really late, and with nothing done, and it was just incredibly disappointing.
I think it's just the start of the next stage. And once we get our routine going again, I'm sure everybody feels this. Like, we were so set on getting the whole thing watertight and all the outside stuff done. Then now we're inside and it's almost like, what are we doing again now? That it's coupled with the fact that it's difficult because at 5 it's pitch black. So unless you have a head torch on or something to see around, we're having to make do with these lights that we have set up here and there, but we only have 3 of them, I think.
Yeah. And
so you kind of need more, but then we hope to kind of get the electrics going, so we shouldn't really need more. And so it's all just a bit disjointed at the minute. Plus there's just lots being delivered at the same time, so we're having to make space for all these deliveries. We just seem to have had a crazy amount of stuff delivered over the last, easily probably 10 grand's worth of stuff has arrived over the last week. Yeah. And you're having to find places to put it without having to move it again in order to get somewhere or to put something somewhere or whatever. So it's all like, I'm going out now to move in a pile of kitchen chairs and bathroom stuff that was delivered today that Rob didn't get in because he's trying to work at the same time. And I wasn't here. Yeah,
that's my real job, not this job. But also, I had 4 orders. I had 8 orders of bathroom kitchen stuff, but 4 of them were B&Q. But for some reason today I got some from order 1, 3, 4. And I still have stuff outstanding. I just don't know how they're doing them all. And they were kind of planned. So I have all of the bathrooms now except for this toilet in this bathroom and the shower doors in this bathroom and the sink in this bathroom. And that's the bathroom that I'm working on. It's like, what's wrong with you, B&Q?
That was order 1, was it? Oh no, but it wasn't actually. By the time we got around to it, I don't think it was.
Yeah, that was order 1.
Oh, okay.
It's the toilets. We didn't go to the other place. And also,
it's just I feel like we're just struggling to kind of get going again, but we will get going. And I'm sure this weekend would be there'll be a massive amount on this weekend because we're inside. We don't have to be outside. And we can get all the insulation up, which takes only about 10 minutes to do a room.
There'll be a big space once the insulation
goes the insulation tends to take up so much space, and you can see 9 things over there. It comes in packs of 9, and it takes up the space of 2 lots of scaffolding, floor space of 2 scaffolding. It just kind of feels a bit crazy. And we knew this was happening. I almost feel like I feel a little bit under pressure by it all. Even though I know that we can't change anything, we just have to keep plodding on. And we just need to get on top of what we've got. We seem to have an awful lot of stuff that's not just sitting at the minute. And we want to get going with, but we kind of can't. Or,
What I think as well is that the windows were something we really, 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 really wanted from the beginning. Yeah. They were the sash windows. And we decided that we'd spend whatever money it took on those to get them right. And everything else on the house we did ourselves. All the digging, all the screeding, all the framing, all the everything we did ourselves. So we were really looking forward to the windows. It was quite an occasion and quite a milestone to get them in. And then when we got them in, it was brilliant for about an hour. And then all the rest of the shit was still there waiting for you.
Yeah, it is.
And it's like, I remember I came out of the shower in the front room and it was dark, so you couldn't really see the windows because they're kind of black. And I said to Claire, like, it's no different. They just look the same as the other ones
and
in the dark.
I thought we'd never, almost seemed like endless to get here. We went to organise those windows in a wet May evening down in Rosscarbery. And like...
Was it May?
Well, when we first went to see them, we did.
Yeah.
And then he came out, and of course it was back and forth with emails mostly. But like, it seemed so long, and I can't remember how long they said it would take. But we didn't really care because we knew we had so much to do. Like, I didn't care if it took, I think he said 8 or 10 weeks.
Yeah.
Now, clearly it probably did take much longer than that, but we didn't care because we weren't ready.
Didn't he say the sash windows were 3 months, but the other windows were 2 months?
Maybe so, yeah. But even still, he knew what we were doing, I suppose, as well. And he knew we weren't in a rush. So when he did contact us, it actually was perfect sort of timing because we were ready. So it's all happening really well and everything's really planned. If we had been waiting another month and having to tie these holes up for another month, I think that might drive me insane. So it all kind of did work. Like, it's all working really well and progressing really well. Of course, we'd love to be in for Christmas. We've got, what, 6, not even, I'd say a month to Christmas, maybe?
Well,
5 weeks.
When we say in, we say like get the kids in, because
yeah, it'd be lovely.
And maybe a sitting or a living room.
If we could just have the snug organised.
And the upstairs in the house.
And the upstairs, not even their bathrooms. Maybe we just have this bathroom going, but it would give them their spaces. We'll just have to see.
But a lot of you have been saying that there'll be highs and lows, and just get ready for the lows. But we never really encountered that because we did everything ourselves.
No,
so
we just kind of kept going.
There was nothing we looked forward to, and there was nothing that we were anxious about because we just took it week to week. The only thing that we looked forward to and put away in the distance was the windows.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they were the only time another person came in to do some work. So you kind of, maybe magically in your head, you kind of thought, oh, the lads are going to come in, put in the windows, and it'll be brilliant.
Yeah.
Then they go.
But the other thing about that then is that we ordered the windows and we just paid for them to be pinned in. We didn't pay for them to actually sit them in or cement them up or whatever. I don't even know if they do that.
Oh, right.
But so, and that's what we wanted. But now we have to come around and go and cement all the bottoms because there's a nice good inch gap underneath a lot of them. And so that's all time consuming. And we found now that since last night, even starting it, that it's a job that can't be done in the dark. We can't see what we're doing. So that's a Saturday job.
One of the weekends, yeah.
Getting the windows was great, but then there's still more work with the windows to do. Apart from obviously these timber frame ones, which are nicely in and nicely tight. So we don't need.
But there's a lot, and even on the doors. So like the door trestle, they asked us to drop it, and when you drop it, it means that we got a hole. So like there's a lot to be done, really.
But look, that's okay. Like we're getting there.
We just wanted to check in because I'm sure some of you wonder, because we're always in a pretty good mood, and like this area of the world is beautiful. So how can you not be happy here? But I think we've really felt it with the wind, the darkness coming in. And not having time to do things, and like everything has been building up, like all our deliveries, all our kind of, even the wood, we've had to take the wood in out of the rain, and we just wanted it to be a bit realistic and say that it is good fun and it's great buzz doing all this, but when it's dark and when you look forward to things and they come, it's almost like, you hear of people that they do 95 or 97% of a project and then just give up. You just can't take it anymore. So I think this is our first taste of that. So I think we'll have to limit our expectations so we're not disappointed by things in the future, like not set crazy end dates, not to have a huge expectation of something being perfect and all that. And we just go back to just plodding on week to week, see what's in front of us and tip away.
Like we don't have any particular end date as such, except that obviously we have to make our date for our grant, but which we're well on the way to doing, I think. But at the same time...
But that doesn't mean our outside is done the way we want it, or even the finish on the house is done the way we want it. That just means we comply with the grant guidelines.
So it's This isn't all the deliveries. We still have a kitchen coming, because we've decided to buy the carcass of the kitchen, fit our own.
So I heard
worktop.
IKEA was going to take a long time. I read a review and said B&Q kitchens take up to 6 weeks. So I was like, shit, we got to order this. We're like 6 weeks away from Christmas. If we want a Christmas dinner, we got to get all that shit in. 3 days. Our kitchen is coming in 3 days.
Yet. And that's massive amount of
I've
boxes.
no idea where it's going to go.
So that has to be fitted in.
And you know what? That's a massive amount of frickin' flat pack assembly, which I just love, don't you? Get out the Allen keys.
Yeah, but then we've got the kitchen carcass. Rob's going to make the doors. He has the birch ply bought for those. They'll be quite simplistic because that's what we wanted. But and quite a few people have said like it's the way to go is to buy the carcass. There was a massive deal on B&Q for the carcass, and so the kitchen is costing a ridiculously cheap amount of
We know
money.
people have spent 50,000 euros on a kitchen.
Yeah, I'd say if it comes to 3,000, that's probably what it's coming to.
3,000, but we have to
we still
make
have
the
to
work
do the
surface
work
ourselves.
surface.
We're gonna make it. We're not gonna buy it, and we still have to do the doors. We're gonna.
Yeah, and of course that's not including. We still have a couple of appliances that have to go in as well, and sink and whatever. So that they're kind of extras. Anyway, so that's where we are. Maybe it feels better now that I've had a rant.
Cathartic.
Maybe we need to do this every night.
YouTube therapy. I like it.
It helps actually. And then of course.
I asked you to come for the video, and what was it you said to me, Claire? What I said, come on.
I just want to bring in the stuff from outside. Because we had a delivery today and it's all sitting outside and I don't want it to get wet. But that's what I'm going to do now.
So YouTube therapy?
Yeah, it's good.
Okay.
In fact, YouTube is massive therapy anyway, as everybody will know when you put your videos up. And we obviously are a good bit ahead. So we're putting videos up now of us only just pouring floors and stuff. So that's huge to see how far we've come.
650 videos.
So that helps, really, really helps. Plus we have 800 subscribers today.
801 today.
Oh, 801 subscribers. So we're quite chuffed at that. Clearly people want to watch us.
I'm hoping for 1,000 by the time this goes out. That's the big target.
Yeah, we might have 1,000.
That's when you make money on YouTube. We can retire then.
Retire.
Let the Bobby De Niro's roll in.
So we'll keep going and keep having a little rant. And sorry, you'll have to listen to it every now and again. But I'm sure other people in our position or all have their own little things that you get stuck. You get stuck in a rut, kind of, and you don't know how to kind of progress. But it's not really a rut. It's just it seems like we have all of this stuff arriving in, and we need to put it somewhere.
We ran
anyway,
out,
that's
ran
it. I'm going to run outside because I have to bring that in.
Okay.
And
I'm going to frame this up. Okay. Bye bye YouTube. Bye bye Claire. Action!
So, I'm just finishing off after I picked up all of my bits and pieces that were outside and put them where we wanted them. In the barn and wherever. Trying to find space everywhere. Trying to shift these big rolls. They're 150mm rock wool and they're for all the walls. So I started over at the big window and I've gradually gone down the room and I just want to finish it tonight. And then I can just get the roof done tomorrow. And it's just a case of stuffing it in to the wall really. Looks a bit like this. I can't actually show you in there now without moving the scaffolding, but it literally just slots in, and we have it so that it's the right measurement, so that it just literally slots right in like this, like cotton wool. And we're
Did
ready
you back
then.
up to the right measurement, or you just
No,
did it at the end?
well, that's no point because sometimes cutting a piece off.
That's why we put every piece of wood here 16-inch on centre.
Yeah.
So that when we come to insulation, even when we come to plasterboard.
Now there's just one there that was just obviously a little bit more than 16. Thinking about it now, I probably could just put one and another piece in. That would actually wedge it.
I should have put a second stud there, but
anyway, it's fine.
I was lazy.
The rest look pretty good.
What are you gonna do?
Maybe that one might be a bit large as well.
Yeah, anything next to a king stud or a jack
I think
stud, I probably messed up.
The rest are okay.
It's very fast, isn't it?
And it's super fast to do. So I'll just keep going around the house.
Rock wool insulation. It's made from rocks, basically.
Yeah.
And it's got fire retardancy and really good sound insulation, actually. Fiberglass used to be the old thing. Actually, for the life of me.
You have to cut it either, because when you whip it out,
like that. Going on the ground or up here?
yeah, no, I just let it roll out.
Like that?
It splits into the way you need it, so you just pick one up and off you go.
It's almost like the manufacturers knew what people would be building with, isn't it?
Well, I take it this is normal. 16 on centre.
It is, except they don't really do timber frames in Ireland, so normally it'd be a concrete block, and concrete blocks don't really work well with this.
Oh,
So
okay.
these are really good for wood if people are doing timber frame. I suppose internally, but then you wouldn't use this thick stuff internally. We do
No.
have...
And then we've another one to go in the roof.
I don't know what that's made of.
is,
It's not rock wool.
Which is 200 mil, isn't it?
Yeah.
Bit thicker.
It's thicker, but I don't know what it's made of, actually.
And this is my sidekick. God knows what she's done all over her.
Building inspector. Toffee's the building inspector. She comes around when we have an accident.
Oh, dirty. Pigeon poo. Oh, Jesus Christ. Clean yourself off, girl.
So
Right, so that's
I'm
it.
doing my framing up at the top there, and I'm running out of space to make anything worthwhile to record. So I'm going to leave it with Claire. Claire's going to time lapse, and you're going to have some
I'll
fun
pop it
with
up
our
here and we'll
YouTube
just
fam.
finish off the last bit of the kitchen and call it a night.
Yeah, you're busted, aren't you? Good evening from a dark and wet West Cork. Finished work, had dinner, came over. It's proper manky. Nothing majorly exciting to report. Claire is just gone to grab Ashton. She is going to finish off, or not finish off, rather just continue with the insulation. Probably move these clear path, go all the way up here to the bedroom, and I am going to continue with this. Don't know if I showed you last night, but we have the door done. I have some mounting kits there, so we're taking the measurements to see how we're going to fit this window in, or fit this door in here. Got to cut off the bottom plate down there, and I have an opening here for our wardrobe. Shut up! Jeez. Look at these! I not get any piece. Okay, so this is the opening for our wardrobe. Got to cut off the bottom plate there, and at some point, I'm not sure where I'm going to put it, but I'm just going to frame another opening here for a doorway, just so lost getting in on the action. Why do I even bother? Why do I even bother? It's a feckin' Animal Farm here. I'll throw it on time lapse while I'm working. When Claire comes home, I will put it on time lapse for her. How's it going, folks? Friday evening, just finished work. There's a little bit of daylight left, which is nice to see. So last night, Claire getting through all the insulation, storming it, getting a nice few small jobs done actually. I myself Didn't do a huge amount. I got the back wall into where we're going to have our shower. I'm starting to come up with an idea now for the base. I have a tanking kit, so I just want the frame set, and then I am going to put concrete board, cement board around the base. I'm going to put tile back around the walls. I am going to then put a slope on the base, so on the floor should I say, so that the water will drain away. How much of that I do tonight, I'm not sure. I just really want to plan it, get the material, just think through what I need. Tomorrow then, I think I am going to, in the morning anyway, try and get as much larch done around, and maybe I'll come back to this in the evening. So we only have 2 or 3 hours before we have our customary Friday night takeaway. Ashton just loves this pizza place down in Bantry, so we're gonna go for that again. Hopefully my belt will stick together. I have the backer board here on top, and I have the cement board underneath. I think I'll mostly use the cement board for the upstairs showers because it's on a wooden floor, but I might just use a very small strip of it, like 6 inches just around the bottom, just to make a waterproof skirt. I'll put the small backer board on top. Now it's making sense to me anyway. I'm going to just take maybe half an hour now just to think it through, and then I'll try you on time lapse and see what I decide to do, if anything. Claire's going to be coming in a little bit. I finished about an hour before her most days. She's going to come in and she's going to continue with the installation, I believe, all the way up into the bedroom. We'll probably continue the installation then upstairs. So that's it. I'll catch you guys later.
Do the installation in the bedroom, and really that is because it's the last downstairs room for us to put in the 150mm insulation. It'll also give us a good idea of what's left for upstairs and where we are with it, whether we need more or whether we can make do with what we have. I was a bit reluctant to put this up. I just pulled this down because I'm always just conscious that there might be a leak in one of the corners. But anyway, it all looks really good. I did spend a long time up there sealing it all up, so fingers crossed we're good. Because these 2 sides triangles, the one at the far end there and this one, were really difficult to make and really difficult to seal. So we're just hoping, like, if anywhere leaks, that will be the place. So I can see a slight leak on that one, so I'll have to investigate that tomorrow. But it's okay, like, at least we know before we start putting any plasterboard up where we have a problem. Right, so I'm going to put you on time lapse and I'll just finish this. I don't have a lot in here to do. It's really just this one kind of curved wall, and then we're done and I can really see what we've left. So I'll pop you on time lapse and we'll see what we do.
Rock wool dust.
Yeah, right. So, I was very silly and pulled out the limited lighting we had in here. But anyway, it's finished and the insulation is in. You have to believe me because it's dark. There's just a few little places where I've left it out. One under the window here because the cats and dog are choosing it as a flap at the minute. But no, it's good. All downstairs insulation, wall insulation done. So it's Friday night, which means it's pizza night. So it's absolutely raining cats and dogs. I'll show you. Oh dear.
Embarrassing.
Is it locked?
Nope. Push the button and twist it.
Oh yeah.
All the way to the top.
Don't know if you can hear that, but that's, yeah, it's a wicked night. But anyway, gonna pop over the mountain for the pizza, and Rob is very busy here working out his shower, so I will let you take a look at what he's doing, and you can there we are. This is our shower in our guest bathroom. You want to take over, honey?
I'd love to take over. So this is a very small space, and where's the tripod? I've been looking for the big tripod, Claire. Can't find the tripod, so we only have this really small. Can I even take it off to show you? I don't know. It's only a small, like 4-inch little tripod that you also hold in your hand. So I can't find angles to do any recording here, so I haven't recorded here. However, we have built the wall to this is our bedroom, our bathroom, guest bathroom. That is the guest bathroom door. That's the back of the guest bathroom, and beyond that's our wardrobe. This is where we're putting in our shower. I am going to pour the shower tray myself just because it's an awkward size. It's like, I think it's like 135 millimeters. No, centimeters, yeah. So that would have meant we would have had a little gap at the back, which wouldn't have been a big deal. Most people would just, like, I don't know, throw a piece of wood or backer board it or whatever and put some tiles on. But I want the whole thing, and I'll put a whole slope in the concrete going all down to a drain I have. The drain is here, so I'll have to do a little bit of digging out to fit it because it's a side access drain instead of a top access drain. What else have I done? I have screwed this, anchored this down. That's going to just provide the base. The concrete's going to be like a U shape over this, and I'm going to put that in first for the external sort of a wall, and we're going to have a little glass screen that's going to sit at this end on it, and that'll give me the 4 sides then to the frame. And what I've done now is I've got the laser level on this, and it's actually from this, it's already sloping backwards, so this one is shaved a little bit, so it's a little bit lower, so the water's going to roll in on top of it. However, the level, you can see it here at the very top of this, I have marked at the very back walls with masking tape. So this is the side, the height that I want all 4 walls to be, and then it's going to slowly start off with a gradient going down and a gradient down, and at the 2 sides it'll come down to this point where the water will go out. So tomorrow I'm going to get this slab poured for the final tiny wall. Maybe Sunday, I'll see how well this sets. Maybe Sunday I might have an attempt to do this, or I might do that on one of the evenings after work. There's a few gaps. There's a gap in that corner, there's a gap in the other corner, and I might bring in some of the stones. It might be nice at the back of the shower, I'm not sure. Yeah, we're going to fill these gaps up with concrete. We're going to put a layer of concrete over this. This is cement board, and on top of that we're going to put hardy backer or tile backer. Hopefully that'll give us a really good waterproof level. The one thing I haven't thought about is that this is a little bit thicker than the backer, so if we tile on it there'll be a little groove there. I'm not sure how we're going to address that, but it's kind of like third world problems. Anyway, I reckon this is as much as I'll get done tonight. As Claire said, it's Friday night. It's been a long week. I got a nice bit of momentum going. when I do stuff I'm familiar with, like the kind of carpentry stuff, I suppose, the joining, but getting back into this finicky work, and it's also our finish, so I have to go a little bit slower, take a little bit more time just to make sure everything's nice and that we can live with it, and that takes a lot of thinking. So yeah, it's a bit slower this week. It's a bit slower, I will say, but it's nice to be in. It's depressing to have the rain, depressing to have the dark, but yeah, I think once we move the bathroom out of the house into here, I think we'll have huge acceleration to go back to build the rooms up on top. But for the moment, I just have to do a lot of YouTubing, a lot of research, figure out what's the best way to build this. Because you know what? I've never actually built a bathroom before. Funny that. I've never built a house before either. Let's see how it works out. Catch you later. Morning, folks. Saturday morning, about a little bit after 10. Slow start. Unfortunately, we wanted to be up a little bit earlier. Saturdays and Sundays are really the days where we've sunlight. Usually we have decent conditions, we get a lot done, but we're just tired, so didn't get up that early this morning. Anyway, 10 o'clock now. A bit of a change of plan. I was thinking about this. I was awake quite early thinking about this and doing some research. When I finished up last night, I wasn't happy with the thickness of this curb. I think the 2x4 that's in the middle is probably the right thickness, but I have to leave about 1.5 centimeters or 2 centimeters on either side for the form, and I was just going to pour concrete over that, and I just think that's too big. It's probably not going to be that much bigger, come to think of it. Anyway, the second thing that I thought was I'll have to lay that, give it a chance to dry, then I am going to have to lay the pan. So that's 2 kind of pours. I wondered, could I do this the 2-in-1 if I just covered this curb with the cement board, and then I could just immediately just lay the pan this morning, put a little bit of a skim finish on the curb just to joint it all up. But then I have my tanking kit, which maybe I should show a little bit. This is a waterproofing kit. I can't remember where this came from. Maybe Screwfix or MD O'Shea or something. It's basically a waterproofing membrane, so I don't have to put down the membrane. So that's another thing I was thinking. Should I put a layer of the membrane down, or should I just put the packing sand straight down? It's kind of a dry packed mortar, so it's just going to be sand, cement, tiny little bit of water. I'll show you as we go along. Yeah, but even now I'm thinking about it. What should I do? I think I'm going to pull up the form. I'm going to double up the 2x4, and I'm going to put some cement board on top. I'm going to mix up some of the mortar. I think I'm just going to go for it. Actually, yeah, I have to dig out that pipe a little bit first. It's a 50mm pipe, and I have a horizontal drain fitting, so that needs to come out. Okay, take that off, cement board, dig out, drain fit, mortar, try and get out in a bit of sunlight to do a bit of larch. Will I do larch first? No, I'll do this first. Okay, I shall get organized and put you on time lapse for a change. How about that? So in my bag of tricks, this is the shower drain that I have. It's 40 mil, so I needed a 40 to 50 or 50 to 40 reducer. So I'll need a 40 mil pipe to go between the two of them. And then I'll lie this flat. So it's going to look something like that. This is going to be next to it. I have to get a piece of pipe to connect the two of them. And then I need 50 mil, 90. I need to PVA weld those together and PVA weld that down to the 50 that I have. And that should be good. And thankfully I have enough spare parts to do our shower in our bathroom, which will have to be done the same way. But these are pretty handy to pick up anyway. Back down to the barn, I need to get some 40 mil pipe, and I might take up some electronic stuff as well. I'll save you the time lapse this time. Alright, so that took about an hour and a half. Getting the piece of 40 mil was straightforward enough. I had to find my SDS. The place is an absolute mess, but we're running into problems with, I don't know if I've showed you, with the leak upstairs, and just generally this toilet is stopping us from progressing. So we're in a mad rush to get this place set up, and that means we just don't have time to tidy up the site or to tidy up the tools, or generally to just organize things. Anyway, I digress. So it took me ages to find the SDS. Then I have a fucking cacophony of extension cables so I can get power for the SDS and power for the lights. We are using all extension cables to get lights going up to the bedroom up there, and that's also powering the caravan. And down here we have lights going down there, some tools, and that's powering the Starlink. So we actually had no power here. I just need light to see what I'm doing. I think I might run into a snag actually, because that depth is probably deeper than what we have for the insulation. So maybe it ain't gonna go there. Maybe it has to go in a corner or something somewhere. I'm not sure, but we'll dig it back. We'll have a look anyway. Time lapse away, sure. So, if you saw the lights flashing on and off, that's troubleshooting electrical faults out in one of the barns. It's like everything is stopping us from working. In case you're wondering, yes, we are that posh. We test our plumbing with sparkling water. Only the best for West Cork Wander. So I reckon about 3 or 4 of these buckets should do this job. It's quite a dry mix. You can kind of, it's just a mortar, sand, cement, no additives. kind of get it in the shape of a ball and it holds it. That seems to be good enough here. Just gonna make 2 or 3 of these. Gotta tip them out, get the trowel, try and get my levels. Yeah, see how that goes. Fingers crossed. So 2 buckets goes nowhere. Another 4 or 5 I'd say. Should have put on the mixer. Should have put on the mixer. Alright, 2 more. Oh, Jesus. What better way to spend Saturday? So I just spent about 2 hours delicately finessing all of this. And it looks like the frickin' time lapse was off. I was just thinking this is the most effort I've given to any of our work so far. I didn't even record it. Just thought I better turn off the music. So here we go. It's not perfect, but I reckon it's really good. I'm quite happy with it. I've gotten the majority of angles going pretty good. So I think it's all good. Once it's dry, I'll test it again, and I might just touch up some places if it's not draining as it should. But I mean, I did take spirit levels from each corner. It looks pretty good, but I have a feeling maybe this light might have cast some shadows and put me off a little bit. It's a bit awkward actually, because there's a rock right in the middle of it. We can't remember why we put that rock there. It sounded good at the time, but it's a pain in the ass right now. Job's done though. Took a little bit longer than I thought, but I wasn't planning on doing this pan until tomorrow. I was going to do the step today. I was going to do the pan tomorrow. So even though the actual leveling took less than I thought, the project was a bit quicker than I thought. So actually the pan took longer than I thought, but the project was quicker. So I'm going to let that dry. I will murder a cat or a dog if they go into it. And what time is it now? I think it's about 4. There's no point doing the larch because there's only a half hour left. I might just bring up the rest of the electronics from the or the electrics from the barn and just do some internal stuff tonight because there's not much light. Actually, maybe I need a cup of tea. Yeah, I need 2 cups of tea. Some celebrations. 'Tis the season. The old tubs of chocolate are out. For those of you not from Ireland, it's a very Christmassy tradition that there's tins of these Cadbury's chocolates, which is really decent chocolate. Like the American chocolate is a whole different level, well beneath the Cadbury's Irish chocolate. They come out every year about this time. Always nice to have a cup of tea and 1 or 2 or 15 of these sweets. So anyway, catch you later.
We're on noggins tonight. We're
up the Sally noggin. What?
We're gonna put you on because it's rare that we're doing a job together. It's Saturday night. What better things could you be doing on a Saturday night? So this is what we're doing. Putting these in the roof. And thanks, Rob. We need to go all the way across, but then we also need to do the long sections of wall here. So we can get it all done tonight. We'll be doing well. And we can get the insulation up here then and the plasterboard. So I'll take it off you. We'll put you on time lapse.